Hello, I'm James. This is a quick start guide to signing off data in DIVA. So this is what you'll see when you log in. For consultants, the filter up here is defaulted to showing you what needs for sign off, but you can see other filters here just by clicking on it. You'll also see that your name is listed up here sometimes. Because some consultants, they work in groups rather than just singly, and therefore you might actually want to add other consultants into your group as team leaders, so to speak, and then that way you'll get to see the cases of not just you but everybody else in your group. So when it comes to sign off, you'll see these blue dots, which meaning that the record needs signing off, and you'll also see this blue counter up here. When you finished all your signing off, that blue counter will drop down to 0 and disappear, and you're done for the day. So you might click on the first one here because you notice that you recognize the patient, but they're under a different surgeon. And this is common because we change the care of the patient from time to time, and the registrars or the system doesn't keep up. So it's important to change this, obviously, so that the figures are attributed to the correct surgeon. You can easily go in here to the admission and change it. This man is called Testman, so Colin Testman instead. So now we changed that, we want to check the rest of the record. So in the treatments here, one of the common problems is that there's a missing procedure. It's much better to have an operation with multiple procedures recorded as multiple procedures rather than just one main procedure and everything else just put in free text, because you want to be able to analyze your data better, and all this needs to be coded. So let's, for example, say that this patient had also enterolysis, or known as adhesiolysis, and that was done laparoscopically also by Colin Testman, and now we've updated that. You can add more procedures there, and now you can see there's 2 procedures listed here. You can also delete the procedures if you wanted to go back, if you made a mistake, for example. The next thing to check is the diagnosis. Obviously make sure that that reads okay and change it if necessary. And then complications is where a lot of errors happen. So one of the first problems is that a complication is missing. It's not being properly put in. So you can go in there and add the complication and say this person actually also had a wound dehiscence. So we'll do that, and we'll say that it was actually a complication of the appendicectomy and probably the enterolysis as well at the same time. And the severity, well, it was didn't require theatre treatment, so it was a grade 2. So that's entering in missing complications. And then sometimes the complications are correct, but they're put in the wrong admission. So if a patient gets readmitted with a problem, it's a common error to put the complication against that readmission rather than the index admission. So we might need to actually delete the complication off here, and then we might need to go and find sorry, some little bug on the demo server, but not on the real server. We'll need to actually find the previous admission, and you can easily do that by copying the NHI number, pasting it into the search, and it'll bring up a list of all the previous admissions, which you can then go into and add the correct complication to the correct admission. In future we'll make that much easier to do, but for now it's slightly manual. The other error to look out for is the grading of the complication. Commonly, complications that went to ICU, needed a bit of organ support, are actually grade 4, but that's often not, or that's often forgotten. So you might upgrade those complications, for example. And then the last thing is, if this audit is showing for discussion, that means it's going to come up and be discussed in the M&M meeting. You probably want to have a quick look and see what the summary has been put in here, because it might be missing the point. It might need your senior experience to be able to succinctly describe what the actual points for discussion are. So that's what you do in checking a record, and once you're happy with that record, you need to sign it off, and that's just by clicking this tick button up here. And as you can see, it selects the next one automatically. So if it on first glance looks fine, you can actually just carry on and click that button until you're all the way down the list. So it can actually be a very quick procedure. Typically, if you do this once a week, you'll be done in less than 5 minutes. The other thing that I would do probably on a monthly basis before the M&M meeting is go into this filter here for discussion and actually see what's coming up in the next M&M meeting, because again, you might want to check those summary notes or just mentally prepare to talk about these cases. The last thing I would also check is the for action list, because previously discussed cases may have actions associated with them, such as writing a letter to a manager, and coming up for the next meeting you might want to update the group on the progress. And for this one I might even in advance say, oh, that was done, so that when we're reporting back, the audit coordinator can simply tick that and everything is complete. Okay, that's all I needed to show you in the sign-off. It's a good idea to also see the data entry video, just to see how the registrars put all the data in, because sometimes you might be doing that, or at least it's good to understand how it goes in so that you know where the mistakes can lie. Okay, thanks very much.